Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Saturday. As always, I'm just going to let my Facebook page on the computer catch up. Here we go. Turn the subtitles off because they stay on permanently, so I'll just wait and let you all get logged in. I know it's a gorgeous Saturday afternoon, so you're probably all sat in the garden because that's where I would be. Especially with the weather like this, you've got to make the most of it. But hopefully some of you are here to watch today, so I'll give you all a second to get logged in and start telling me that you're there, so I'm not talking to myself, which is not unusual, but I don't want to be sat talking to myself. Oh, there's somebody. Hi, Diane. I'll give it a minute for everybody to get logged in. Hi, Gloria. Just on time. I've not actually done anything yet. Hi, Pam. Oh, thank you, Pam. How are you? How are you both? Hi, June. Hi, Chrissy. If I nod off, give me a shout. Oh, bless you. Hi, Emma. Hi, Mary. Right, everybody's starting to get logged in. I know, it's just too nice to be stuck in, isn't it? So I did debate whether to do the Facebook Live or not, because I know it's a Saturday and people might be out. Hi, Jean. Hi, Diane. Hi, Lee. Hi, Sharon. Right, it's not a quick one, but I will try and get this done quicker than usual because I've got stuff to do as well. Hi, Paula. Hi, Lane. Hi to everybody I've not spoken to. Good, I'm glad, Pam. Right, so it's quite an elaborate card. Surprise, surprise. It's quite an elaborate card today. Hi, Judy. So I'm going to take off that little screen because I think you know what we're going to be doing today. Hi, Shell. Hi, Annette. Right, so I'm just going to quickly show you all the die cutting for this card. So it took me about 2 hours this morning to prep this with all this die cutting. But it'll be worth it. So as ever, I'm going to quickly be surprised if it was quick. I know I am going to try and be quicker than normal though, because last week we were nearly 2.5 hours. So this is what I've got ready already. This is just my card blank, and then I'll go through that with you in a second. I'm going to do the usual thing and just quickly run through what I'm going to be using today. Good afternoon to everybody I have not spoken to already. I know, 2 hours. Yeah, definitely a quick card. Hi, Jennifer. Right, so let's have a quick flick through. I thought so. The tray sheet collection is the one that we did in February, is the part of the birthday or the anniversary release over on Create and Craft. And it's one of my favourites. I absolutely love the tray sheet collection. And you know what happens? We do a new release, we demo it a couple of times, and then you don't see it again. Oh, that was good timing, Rose. So I wanted to give you some more inspiration with the tray sheet. It's one of my favourites because it's all done in black and cream, and it looks really, really classy. And it's quite easy actually to make beautiful cards with the tray sheet collection. Hi, Julia. So I'm going to be using the Mandala Circle Frame and Mini Sentiment stamps, which is the one that gives you the outer ring and the Mini Sentiment. So I'm going to be using that. I'm also maybe going to be using the Essential Sentiments, which are the bigger version. And if I just put those side by side, you'll be able to see the difference in size. I don't know what's going on with the lights again. Oh, there you go. So you can see the mini ones are like less than half the size of the original essential ones. So I'm going to be using those. And I'm going to be using this massive A4 stamp set, which I love. And I'm particularly going to be using this lacy border along the bottom. So there are 3 really elaborate lacy borders in this. And then you've got that beautiful big mandala. And then all the extra embellishments around the side, which you can use for your backgrounds. You can actually fussy cut these out and create dimensional embellishments with them. But I'm going to be using this lovely lacy border here. So obviously, if I'm using the tray sheet collection, you know I'm going to be using the tray sheet papers. So I don't know, for those of you that saw these, I apologise, but for those of you that are new, I'll just quickly flick through these. So the tray sheet collection has the positive and negative in black and cream. So it's the same paper designs, but one is cream on black and the other is black on cream. And I'm just going to quickly flick through. So this is the one that I've used today, this paper. And if I zoom in, you'll be able to see that these are not solid images. You've got some kind of like mottling going on, some shabbiness going on within the designs of the papers. And then obviously I always do the distressed edges anyway. So you've got the black on cream. Oh, look at these beautiful, beautiful papers. I'll quickly flick through. That's the mandala, you see, that features within the grey board and the stamp. They're just very, very elegant, classy looking papers, which is what we like. We like a bit of class, classy, not brassy. And then we should get to the end where we've got the lovely little rose, which is also featured within the stamp. And then the cream papers are exactly the same, but just the other way around, where you've got black on cream. So you can mix and match these, use them as standalone, or you can do whatever you want with these. So I am using those, and today I've used a combination of black and cream. Oh, let me put these on the other side, because I'll run out of space. I'm going to be using the beautiful butterflies dies. And what I've cut is I've cut 2 of the beautiful butterflies. I'm not telling you the news, Jennifer, not yet. I'm going to use the beautiful butterfly dies. I'm not going to Hobby Maker, so if you're thinking it's that, just so you know, I'm not moving to Hobby Maker. And I'm also going to use the Sweetheart butterfly die, which is the one that comes in the compendium set. It is my lights. It's when I get closer to the screen, I think. It's because I've got the sun moving around. So I'm using the beautiful butterfly dies. I'm also using the Splendid Swirls, which is this one. I've not used it for ages. I'm using the Delicate Daisies. So the Delicate Daisies are the ones that don't have any deboss detailing. They're just the plain ones. 50% off the next release. I'm also using the Fern Leaves. And then I'm going to be using, last but not least, the Stitch Torn Circles. So the stamps are designed to obviously fit within any of my circle dies. So the sentiments, you know, are going to fit perfectly. So luckily for you, I've already done all the die cutting. HSN welcomes you, I'm sure. That's a blast from the past, HSN. Right, so let's get started with this card. So I've already done all my layers, look, and I have left one just to do live for you. And I've already shabbied these up. So you remember last week, on the video we did last week, I used my little tool to shabby the edges up, the little woodware tool, to shabby up all the edges of my papers. I've done 3 of them, and I've saved one to do live. I've got my elegant ebony card for my layers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I've got 2 card blanks here. So traditionally, just so you know where my head is, traditionally when we're making an easel card, we tend to use 1 card blank and we fold down the top and then create an easel. But me being me, I'm not happy with that. I want a full 3-panel easel. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to stick 1 card blank onto the other, and I'm going to do that first, so that can be put to one side, oops, and left to set while we're doing the rest. So I tend to do right over left when I'm doing this. So I tend to put the right card over the left, and I'm coming just before the crease, the join in the middle. And the reason I do it this way is because when you open the card, Believe you me, it won't be flat like this when I've finished. It definitely won't be. I don't know why the lights keep doing that. Does anybody know why? It's just an absolute pain in the neck, that. It must be my phone. So we'll be back to the drawing board. Are you going to do a show for Crafters TV? No, I'm not doing that either. So we've now created a 3-panel card. So you can have it stood just like that, but we're going to use this as a big easel card, like so. And just put that to one side. And then I'm going to do the edges on this paper. So I've already done those 3, just so you didn't get bored watching me do it. What size card blank? So this was an 8" by 8" jean. These were 2 8x8 card blanks, but I've chopped them down to 19 by 19, so I've made them a little bit smaller. Did I ever have an halo? Did I ever have an halo? Oh, it's June's 70th birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday tomorrow, June. Oh. Right, so I'm just going to do the edges on this one. I'm going to try and work lower, because if I work lower, the light seems to be better. So, in other news, I was talking to Julia this morning, and if you saw the show, hi Sandy, if you saw the show last week, you would have seen me use this and say that they've stopped manufacturing this little tool. So I have made some inroads into manufacturing my own. Obviously it will be improved, but I shall keep you up to date. So this little tool literally just has a blade in between, and I'm just going to run that along and distress the edges. And I am going to tear a little bit as well. So once I've done the edges, I'm going to put a couple of little tears in. Now remember the tip that I gave you last week is I try to avoid the corners. So I try to leave the corners intact, and that's just because it makes it easier when you're sticking your layers down. It is a bit messy, it drives me mad. Anyway, let me ask you a question. Are there any gardeners amongst you? So we went to my favourite garden centre yesterday afternoon, which is Blue Diamond in East Bridgeford, and I bought some potted lupins, and they're absolutely gorgeous. Now it doesn't say whether they can stay in the pots or not. So can lupins stay in their pot, or do I have to plant them? And then I've got another question for the gardeners in a second. I'm digressing just while I'm doing this. So I'm just doing, I've got one more side to do. That's a no, Bev. So no, they can't stay in, or no, they don't have to be planted. I shouldn't have bought them really without checking, because we are hoping to move this year. And I shouldn't be buying plants that need to be planted, because I don't want to lose them. As long as they have enough earth around them, they should be okay. That's fabulous. Yeah, they are massive pots. Plant them, big pots. Oh, thanks, Julia. Right, so we've now got this lovely little shabby edge going on, and I'm just going to put, when I get it the right way up, a couple of little tears in this. So I'll put one down here, just to make it look like it's moth-eaten. And then my other question is, best planted. No, I don't garden. Well, do you know what, Bev? Neither do I. I've got a gardener, but I do love the garden. And I love plants. So let me just get flowers. And then my other question is, let me just get rid of these bits. I know we're digressing a little bit. So all I've done, look, is I've just tatted the edges up, made the edges fluffy, and I've put a couple of little tears. So one there and one there, so it matches with the rest of them. Then my other question is, I don't know whether the Queen does crafting, Jean, but I could get her on it. Water well, plant in good soil. If you move and keep them in the pot for now. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, Di, thanks. Then my other question for the gardeners is, last year I bought loads of delphiniums and I left them in the pot. I love delphiniums, love them. So I wanted them on the top patio, the decking at the top. And this year 4 or 5 of them haven't come back, but the rest have. What should I have done with them? Right, so I'm going to stick these on now, and you'll be able to see that lovely shabby edge even better. There you go. So I'm going to just pop these on with a bit of glue. I was going to give you a sneaky peek of one of the new things today, but I'm not. I've changed my mind. So this is why I leave the corners intact, look, when I do the shabby edges, because it just makes it easier for your matting and layering. Oh, doesn't that look lovely? Doesn't that look fab with the shabby edge? So that's one. Let's get that down. I don't mind shabby as long as it don't look scruffy. Delphiniums need room, replant them in different pots. Right, on it, Di, thank you. Delphiniums need good drain. Yeah, they have got that. Perennials need to be in garden, not pots. I know, I did think that, Jean. Do eat your teas. No, I'm not, because I want to show you everything all in one go. I want to show you everything all in one go. Now, next weekend there won't be a Facebook Live on Saturday because I'll be swanning off to see Julia for her birthday. So I can't do one on Sunday either because it's my niece's 21st. So I've got Julia's 60th on Saturday and my niece's 21st on Sunday. So I might try and do one through the week for you in the evening. But the week after is launch week. So there will definitely be a Facebook Live the week after. So this is the cream version, look. So on the inside of this card we're going to have one that's an opposite. Let's have a try. Well, I mentioned it then I know, just to torment you, Debbie. Right, so let's just get this layered up. It was cruel, I know, I shouldn't have done that. So just make sure I've got this the right way on to the others. Oh, look how beautiful they look. These papers are just gorgeous. Got my little tatty bits. Look how fab that looks. Isn't that beautiful? And then the last one, make sure I'm doing it the right way. Oh yeah, I never thought. Sorry, Julia. Julia's 50th next Saturday. And it's my 30th this year. Oh dear. Right, so here we go, nearly done. So well shabby, but looking fabulous. Right, so we've now got all the panels for this card. Effectively, I'm making 4 card blanks, 4 card fronts. Julia, don't care. Yeah, it must be Emma. So let's get these stuck on and then put out of the way. So this card is going to open like this. So the front, so just to get a little bit, OCD for you, we're going to see this panel, this panel, this panel, and this panel. So I know that when I have this card open, I want the top panel and the bottom one to be black. So I'm going to start on the top, which is this one. And it will be a black panel. The cream one, the reverse one, is going on the middle panel inside, just to break up the black. It's not actually black, this paper, it's like a charcoal grey. You can see next to the cardstock it's a little bit softer than pure black. And then this one will be black. Just checking I've not done it wrong. I love easel cards like this. It's a proper three panel one rather than just folding the top of a card blank in half. Pop that on. And the middle one, you would only make this for somebody special because it would cost a fortune. It's a lot of cardstock. Bev, are you still there? Am I allowed to enter the competition? The monthly challenge? Because the monthly challenge on the Facebook group is easel cards this month. And I'm making an easel card, so I could enter. I don't know whether I'm allowed. And then we've got the bottom panel, which is the one that will be the base of the card. And I do all of this with wet glue rather than tape. So the glue, once it sets, strengthens the card as well. So that looks fab already. And this is how this card will fold now. So you've got 3 full panels. I'll just show you. Yep, so we've got 3 full panels the size of the card blank. And now onto the fun part. We're going to start at the top of this card and work our way down. No, unless you show me a new store. Right, so I'm going to bring in a few little die cuts. No employees allowed. All bosses. You are funny. Right, so there's quite a lot on this card. And I'm just going to organise these, and then we're going to add a little bit of copper to this. So although the colour palette for the papers and everything is black and cream, cream and black, little highlights of copper will work really well with this. So I'm going to stamp on those in a second. I'm putting all this in order. So let's just show you what I've done. So for the black panels, so where I've got a black panel, the 3 panels that I've done with black paper, they're going to have a cream circle, and you can see I've used the classic Flourish embossing folder there just to add a little bit of dimension. Let's bring that in. There you go. So I've die cut that first, and then I've run it through the embossing folder, and then I've also created a thin frame which is going to separate the cream on there. And then for the cream, I've just done the opposite look. So black card with the embossing folder, and then a cream, and then a cream. And then all these circles are going to be stamped on. Do you think there's enough daisies for this card? How many have I done? I've not actually done that many. Or maybe I have. Maybe I have. I don't know how many there is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's alright. I've got a butterfly missing though. Oh, it's here. I've still got a butterfly missing. Ooh, let me grab it. So this butterfly on the right is from the Beautiful Butterflies set. Just move that. And then this one here is the Beautiful Sweetheart Butterfly, which is part of the compendium box kit. But I do believe you can get this on its own now if you need it. So what we're going to do is take the copper acrylic paint, and I'm just going to roll my sleeves up. So Bruce, just got enough embellishments. Right, so we're going to take the copper acrylic paint, and we're going to do a little bit of dry brushing on the tips of these daisies. And I could have done this first before I shaped the daisies, but then you have to wait for it to dry, which drives me mad. So I'm doing it after. There are no splats on this card today. We're just doing a little bit of dry brushing with the copper paint. I'm just going to show you how much mica there is in that, look. So these are beautiful metallic paints. And I've got a little brush, and I'll get a bit of kitchen roll so I don't have to hold them all. And this won't take me as long as you think. I'm just going to get a drink before it goes cold. Right, so let's just do a little bit of dry brushing with this. So I just want to give them a little tint of copper on the tips. It looks fab. The black and the cream and the copper look really rich. I'll bring this one in to show you in a second. Oh, that's lush. So we've now added a little bit of metallic copper paint to the edge of that. I'm just going to do the rest. And I'm not being neat, I'm just putting it on. Just on the tips. So just remember everybody, I think Julia has posted links to all our YouTube channels on the comments. So please remember to go and subscribe to our channels. And Ilona's, I think she put on. And then that's where I'm going to be doing all my videos as soon as we've got enough subscribers. I have got a few to post still. And I will post this one later, after I've fixed my delphiniums. So if anybody ever wants to buy me a plant, delphiniums are my favourite. And I love rhododendrons, but they do need planting. So I'm just doing the tips. Just a little bit. It won't take long, I promise. If I'd have had time this morning, I would have done some of these ahead of time, but I didn't. So I will give you a hint about the next release. It's all dyes. Sweet peas. Oh, sweet peas are beautiful. Yeah, Julia's already done it, everybody, so just scroll back through the comments. We're trying to build the numbers up on YouTube. We're getting there. In fact, I've not even looked. So I'll bring these in closer and show you in a second. So I'm not trying to cover the black. I am just giving it a little tint of the copper. And I'm about halfway through. Oh dear. You notice I've only used the paint from the lid so far. Love these paints. Julia, are you going to use the paints tomorrow? Julia's doing a Facebook Live tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock on her Julia Watts Crafts page, using the Flawless Media. I think she's using the paints and the luster powders. Nearly done, nearly done. Of course, this would have been easier had they have all been flat. But when you do it flat, you tend to end up with a more even finish, and I don't want that. I'm looking for a shabby, tatty finish. I can't see what you're saying. I'll have a look in a minute. Last one, hurrah! Oh, don't talk to me about car shopping, Bev. It's driving me mad. I think I'm going to have to keep mine a bit longer. Right, so let's just pop that there. So I'll just bring that in and show you a couple now, just to show you the difference it makes. So we've now got the lovely, lovely mist one. Copper tips on these daisies, which looks fabulous. So I'll pop them to one side. I'm just going to do the same with the butterflies, just while I'm here. Just on the edges of the wings. Just adds a little bit of luxury, a little bit of, I'm not going to say foiling because I'm not really into foiling. Right, so now we've got that done, let's get some stamping done. So we're going to stamp the lovely lace border twice. And I'm just going to do it in black. Let me just clean that brush. Yeah, the copper makes a massive difference, and the copper looks fabulous with the black and cream because it's the same, it's kind of a warm tone. Right, so here we go. So I'm going to take this lovely lacy border at the bottom and we're just going to stamp that in black. Now, had I have got more time, I would have probably fussy cut this one out, but I'm not today, so let's just get that on there. So remember, the borders are all 8 inches long, and I've chopped this cream panel here so that it's just under 18 centimeters wide, so it's the same width as the paper almost. So I know I don't need to trim this down, which means I can position it exactly where I want it before I start. That looks good to me. Is it straight? Well, we'll soon find out. We'll soon find out, won't we, whether it's straight or not. Watching from Perth in Australia. Oh, hi Anne. Not very often. I'm going to have to scroll back because I can't see. Could you emboss the border in copper? You absolutely could, Jean, yeah. Not very often I can catch you live. Oh, that's lovely, Anne. Yeah, absolutely you could, Jean. But we're going to do a little bit of paint on it. Right, so just press that down. Oh, that's just too beautiful. I'm going to go in again. I think this must be an old. I think I'm using an old Versa Fine. I should have used my Claire really. Oh, that's beautiful. Look. How beautiful is that border? Gorgeous. And now I've got to clean it and do the other one. So had I have done what Julia tells me to do and stamp in the corner, I wouldn't need to move the stamp again. But you know I do as I please. What you mean, the caravan in France? Oh, bless you. Is it glorious weather there, Marion? Oh, thanks, Jean. I love the Tray Chic collection. It's one of my favourites. So let's just get that centred. I don't know why I'm being so precise because you're not going to see most of it. And then we'll just I'll do 2 layers of ink again. So, a couple of little things to mention to you about these border stamps. So if you've got one of those lovely super fine glue applicators, you could go in and add different coloured glitters and make it like a kind of mosaic effect with different coloured glitters. It looks amazing just embossed as well. And if I get time at the end, I'll show you them again, because look at that, fibres from the ink pad. Because all of these borders are extendable, repeatable. So if you're a scrapper, if you like to do scrapbook page layouts, you can do a whole border around a 12 by 12 scrapbook page. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Gorgeous. I think I need to clean my platform. It's getting a bit grubby. I'll get a new one. I've got 3 up there. Oops. Let's do the rest of the stamping while I'm here. So I've got these 2 borders here. I'll just leave these to dry. And we'll do the sentiments while we're here. So I should have, if I've checked what I've got. So for the front of the card, we're going to do the sentiment from the circle frame and mandala mini sentiments. So the mandala and the mini sentiments, which means you could use any circle dies for this. It doesn't have to be mine either. So these stamps will fit in most generic. Nice and sunny, still in the caravan watching me, bless you. So these are circles are kind of generic, so it doesn't matter what brand of circle dies you've got. Obviously my stitch torn have got the lovely shabby edge. The double debossed have the lovely debossed lines in, but circles are circles, and you know that these will fit in some sort of circle. So I'm going to choose which one. I'm not going to have the rose because it doesn't match this paper. I'm going to go for this one. So we've got the circle frame, and I'm going to do the sentiment at the same time. So let's just put that on. I did see a hair. It's grey, so it's got to be one of mine. I'll tell you what, I went and had my hair cut the other day, and I couldn't believe the amount of grey that was coming off. Time for the Grecian 2000, I think. And then I'll do the sentiment at the same time, which is just being leery, really. But I am going to do that. I would normally do these separate, but this just saves a little bit of time. Oh, do you know what, Janice? I bet it's stuck to a block or something. Stamps get stuck to everything. And you'll probably find it, Janice, when you least expect it, or when you don't need it. Let's just see if that's black enough. It is. Oh, look at that. Aren't they just beautiful? So we've taken a plain old circle, albeit it's the lovely stitched ones, and we've put that lovely sentiment, and we've put that lovely frame, and I love that because you can just mix and match the whole set. So all of the mandala frames will fit all of the sentiments within them. So effectively you've got lots and lots of different ways to use that sentiment set. So I'm going to put these back before I do what Janice did and lose one of them. And then we'll come back to this frame. So these are going to be stuck straight onto here. So I was going to fussy cut these. I might still do it. No, I'm not, because I've cut that to size. So this is actually a really easy stamp to fussy cut, because you can just go around the edges, but I'm going to leave them flat. I'm going to add a few little copper highlights in a second. I'll do the same with the other one. So the reason I've done two will become clear when we start putting this card together. So because I'm a little bit OCD, I want the inside of my card to look symmetrical. You don't have to, obviously. This is just me being me. Just trying not to dirty the cream card. Yeah, so I'll just let that set for a second, and then we'll come back to that in a moment. Yeah, it would do me, Janice, if I'm honest with you. Marion, to what? Check your slippers or your shoes. Oh, in this font, Chrissy. I've done lots of relative stamps though, and then people get fed up with them. But it is a pretty font, you're right. I might just do it as a one-off and not take them on TV, and just let you get them from me or Julia. Right. So we're going to start. Oh no, I forgot something. I wanted to add a little bit of paint to this. So I'm just going to put a few little copper elements in this. And I'm going straight on with the paint with the finest brush I can find, just to bring the colours together. I'm concentrating now because it's a tiny little space. You could obviously do this to match any colour scheme that you're doing. So although these stamps are part of the Tray Chic collection, and I've done that as black and cream, cream and black, stamps you can obviously stamp in any colour you like. So you're not restricted to the black and cream, cream and black. And if you've got lots of time, you could stamp this onto the alcohol card, and you could go mad with your just that little detail look. Yeah, you could stamp this on the alcohol card and go mad with those lovely fine nibs, trying to create some beautiful mosaics. And because the paint's metallic, we get that lovely pearlescent sheen from it. Nearly done. And that will do nicely, thank you very much. Right, so let's show you where we're going. So the front of the card I'm going to do oh no, I better do the front first. We'll do the layers first. So this is where we're at, look. That's what we're going to be like. So the front panel I'm going to do last. We're going to do the inside top panel. So because this card is going to open like, I'm trying to get it all in the shot. Because this card is going to open like this, I want the top panel and the bottom panel to be mirror images of each other. So I'm going to start with the top panel. I'm not putting anything on these. I'm just going to leave these plain. So we could if we really wanted to brayer some of the copper paint onto the raised part of the embossing folder, but I'm going to leave that plain. And we're going to do a little bit of jiggery pokery with the layers. So this is going flat straight onto the paper. This is why I love dies. So many different ways you can work with them. And this is going straight onto the paper in the centre. And could I have put my lovely tear in the wrong place? Because look. So I'm going to put another one in. There, I'm happy now. You're not going to see that one. So I've got the circle on flat. The borders then going on flat. So I'm trying to keep most of the inside flat because this card is going to be quite heavy with embellishments. Surprise, surprise. It's alright, Caroli. Just don't let it happen again. So this time I'm going straight across the middle with the border. And it should be edge to edge with the paper. Oops, oh bugger, that weren't dry. It's a good job I've got flowers because the ink wasn't dry. And then the black one is going over the top of that, and I won't stick my hands on this again. That'll teach me for rushing. It's a good job it's on the front. And now we're going to replicate that on the bottom. I'm just going to open that up. So this is now the bottom panel. I'm going to replicate that. I'm going to find all my die cuts. Yes, absolutely, Stephanie. So this is going flat. So remember, the bottom will need to have the stopper for the easel. I won't make that mistake on the bottom layer. Oops. So I won't put my fingers through that. Lesson learned the hard way. Make sure the ink is dry before you start rubbing the card. How many times have I done that as well? Now we'll do the same here. So I'm just holding that just till the glue grabs, because I am going through or over the top of an embossed layer and a stamped layer. Okay, so I'll just show you what we look like now. So we're getting there, look. We're getting there. So on the front of the card, just so you get where I'm going, I'm not going to put the border on the front piece. So if I put the border on the front piece, it would have been too much because we would have had one there, and one there. So I want the inside to be a bit of a surprise when they open it. So there is no border going on the front, just loads of embellishments, which I'm going to do now. No, I'm not. I'm going to put the black piece inside first. So the black one, exactly the same, minus the border. We could have done this with square dies as well. I've just used circles because I kind of like circles on a square card. But you could quite easily have done this with squares or rectangles. Just hold that in place, just till the glue grabs. Yeah, and I should have known that. I should have known that the VersaFine wouldn't be dry. So what, the flowers will be going there. So the flowers will be going here, and the butterflies go in there. And then the middle of that piece is going to be... So up to now, everything on the inside of this card is flat. So this is one of the pieces from the die cutting that was left over. So all of these circles are what was left over from the die cutting, and I'm going to make use of those. And this is going to be a little platform for the large daisy that's going in the middle. So I'm going to lay that flat. Oops. It'll weigh a ton, this card. I've not decided yet whether I'm going to give this one away, but if I do, I shall let you know. So now we're going to come to the front of the card and do the front. So the front is going to be a little bit different. So this is still going on flat. And then that's going to be raised onto foam tape. Can you believe we've got all the way through this card and this is the first time I've used foam tape? Shocking. It's your revision tonight. Will you all be watching that? Have you thought about buying shares in Royal Mail? Well, they earn enough from us, I can assure you. I'd have been cheaper doing that. So this is the only panel that's going to be raised on the front of the card, apart from a sentiment. This card will definitely not fit in an envelope. Definitely not fit in an envelope. It would need a box. Oh, I'm gonna... Oh, sorry about that. I did move away from the phone, so I hope I didn't deafen you. So I've now got that one raised. The sentiment is going to be double raised. So that this is higher than the center circle. And hopefully the ink was dry and I've not smudged it. You notice there's no glitter here. There will be soon. Don't you worry. Fab. Thank you. Thank you. No, Eurovision's on tonight. I'll probably watch it for a bit. I usually get bored halfway through. Right, so front of the card. Inside of the card so far. Yeah. If you wanted to be really elaborate, you could do this one as well. I tend not to because it's actually going to be the bottom, look. But you do see it when you open the card. So we're going to start on the... let me just think about which way to do this. We're going to do the top first. We're going to do the inside top. And I do want another little sentiment for this one. Yeah, that'll do nicely. So there are two more little sentiments to stamp. I'm going to use one of the bigger sentiments for this. So I'm not using the rings, the frames. So I've got happy birthday to you on the front. And we'll have to someone very special on the inside. No ring on this one, no frame. I'm just going to keep that as a sentiment. Question for you, Phill. Where do you put the verse on an easel card? So if I was making this to send someone, Chrissy, so this is not a traditional easel card, remember, this is a 3-panel easel card. Hi Grace, not a worry. You'll be able to, yeah, you'll be able to watch it later from the beginning. Yeah, Ukraine. I hope that you. Well, I'd like Ukraine to win, just so it's a slap in the face to you know who. So if I was making this to send somebody, the verse would be here on the middle panel. So I would have the verse on the middle panel. If you were doing a traditional easel card, just see if I can find a scrap of paper. So if you were doing a traditional easel card, which is like this, yeah, the verse would go there on the back. Yeah, do you know, yeah, that's a good idea, Judy. Right, so let's just get this stamped. And you all know how many cards I send in a year. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Put that back on there so I don't lose it. I did say this is going to be quicker than last week. Tray Chic. Yeah. Tray Chic. Tray Chic Essential Sentiments. And then the other one, wherever I've put them, are the Tray Chic Mandala Circle frames, which is what I've used for the front of the card. So this is the one that has the circle and the mini sentiment that fits in them all. And we're going to have a mini one on there without the frame. So this is what will become the stopper. So I could, no, I am going to use a sentiment. So we've got happy birthday to you, to someone special on your special day. Yeah. That will do nicely. And then when I show you this at the end, it will make sense to you how I've done the words. So there are enough sentiments in each of these sets to create whole phrases, which is what I've done here. Look at my fingers, I'm filthy. That's versifying for you. Can never have enough sentiments, I absolutely agree. Especially when the beautiful fonts like that. Just over an hour, oh that's bloody marvellous. Hi Elaine. Bloody marvellous, just over an hour. Boom. Right, so I'm just gonna waft these for a second. You know why I've not got my heat gun? Because I need to plug it in over the other side. Messy Becca. Oh, I've just spit on that one. Let's just get that dried. Right, so hopefully they're dry enough. So, the front of the card says happy birthday to you. So when you open it, you won't see that. So we're going to have to someone very special on there. And that's going on foam tape. And I am just doing one layer of foam tape, just to make sure I can still sort of close the card when it's finished. Now when I get round to it, I'm going to do a little tutorial for you on how to make these cards work better with embellishments, because obviously when I fold this you have to be careful with your flowers and everything. So you can see that it's starting to get bulky, look. Oh, thank you, Rose. Harper stole my old stamping platform. I don't blame her. So we've got happy birthday to you, to someone very special. And then on the bottom, where we're going to have the stopper, it will say on your special day. So what you will see on the inside is to someone very special on your special day. Not just a pretty face. And this one does need to go on tape because it will be the stopper. And I'm going to put it about there. I'm going to have it a little bit lower. Just check that. Yeah, fabulous. Fab, fab, fab. Right, now we can start decorating. So I'm going to start from the top and work my way down. Let me just get a drink because I want to explain to you what I'm doing here. Oh, that's bloody freezing. Sandy, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I know I've still got I've got my flask, and do you know where it is? It's next to the kettle downstairs. And I've still made my coffee in an ordinary mug. Yeah, so whoever wins this, if I give this card away, I'll let you know. So I keep forgetting, look. All products are available at honeypotcrafts.co.uk and Julia and other retailers up and down the country. So do search for Sentimentally Yours and support your local shops if you have one. And please remember to like and follow the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page. And you will also find me on Instagram, YouTube, everywhere you can possibly find me, you will. How about that? Right, so this is going to be the inside of the card. So this is the bit that I want to be kind of wow. So the bit that you don't expect. So this is how it will look. This is how it will look when it's stood up on somebody's fireplace. So we've got happy birthday to you on your special day, which is coherent. And then you've got the to someone special on your special day on the inside, which is coherent. So I'm going to start at the top with decorating this. And I want the top and the bottom to be a mirror image of each other. So the embellishments on the top are only going to go on the top left hand corner, and the embellishments on the bottom are going to go on the bottom right hand corner, and the middle one is literally just one big daisy. So that is all I'm putting in the middle one. I'm not going to glitter yet. I'll maybe do that once it's all dried, because I do need to do it in stages. So we're going to do the top part first. The front is what I'm going to decorate last, which is just bizarre. Or shall I do it first? No, right, just so you know why I'm faffing. Normally, when I do these cards, I would decorate the front first. And on just above here, just up there, I've got a little shelf that my monitor sits on. And I would rest the top of the card on the shelf whilst I'm decorating it. But I can't do that with you guys today, otherwise you won't see what I'm doing. I can't find you under my hedge. Do you know what, Sandy? I know. And every week when I do a Facebook Live... So let me just tell you, Sandy bought me a thermos mug when she came to one of my workshops in Sheffield a couple of months ago now, I guess, a month ago, 6 weeks ago. And I've used it once, and every week when I do a Facebook Live, I still bring my coffee in a mug and it goes cold. And I've sat the thermos one next to my kettle so I don't forget, but I still do. So I'm going to do this card. I'm going to do it the way I normally do, because otherwise I won't be able to do it all. So I'm just going to show you the daisies. So the daisies now have that lovely coppery metallic sheen. I've used the Sensational Stamen dies with the heart shape in the cream, and we've got the obsidian Gemporium gems in the centre. I love those gems. Look how they catch the light. So that big one is for the middle. So I just need to put these in some sort of order now. So this is for the front of the card. That's just for the front. And I'm not going to glitter. Oh, no, I'm going to have to glitter. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm going to have to do the glitter now, because I want a glittery ring, as you do. This is, Sylvie says, is this her card for her birthday? So I'm going round the black. So I'm just putting a bit of glue on. And I'm going to pat that with my finger just to spread it a little bit. Little tip for you, everybody. So it's now spread nice and evenly, look. Oh, let me do that as well. These cards are not quick cards to do, but they are worth it when you've got a special card to make. I don't know whether you can remember, I did one of these a few years ago as a Christmas, when I did the Christmas release. I don't know where that card is anymore. Right, I'm happy now. So we've got that lovely glittery ring. choke and cough and sneeze. It's hay fever, I think. And now I can put my embellishments on. And then I'll be happy. Right, so this is that tube that I snapped the lid off last week. I never did do anything with it. Let's see if I can still use it. Oh, I can. So the flowers on here. Let me just think. Top right, bottom right. So the flowers on the card here need to go bottom left, top right, so that it works with my layout for the inside. So the three larger ones go on the bottom left. Oops. And the smaller versions go top right. And that little bit of copper just gives it some warmth. So I'll put the flourishes on after. And the flourishes are only going on the bottom section. I don't know whether you've noticed that I do this. So when I know I'm having flowers at the top and the bottom, I tend to use, just so you know where my brain is, I tend to use the same size flower for the centre, and then I do a smaller version at the top, so that flower there is smaller than this flower here. So I'd rather the card was bottom heavy than top heavy. With embellishments, obviously. And there are no flourishes going on that top part, just the daisies. Bloody pin flare. I don't think I swore then, but if I did, I'm not apologising. So now we've got the flourishes here, and we've got the fern leaves, which I have already glittered because they do take a bit of time. So the fern leaves are going on first. So fern leaves first, and then that fabulous flourish, the splendid swirl dies. I've got so many dies all over my craft room now that I forget about the splendid swirls, and it's an absolutely brilliant die to have because you can use it for just about everything. I love the splendid swirls, look. So I'm going to snip these. I'm not going to glitter these. I'm going to leave them plain black. And I'm just going to shorten them just by snipping that bottom part off. And I'm just giving that a little bit of shape. In fact, I'm going to take a bit more off. No, I don't need to. That's going to go over the top of the ferns. Hang on, that's better. This is my faffy stage, you know it is. But I am trying to be quick-ish. You want to use it again, pull the blob off, and I know. Julie, I hope Phil's too. Julia has no idea what I've got planned. And I'm just going to do the same with this one. Just bring that round a bit. Symmetrical, OCD, much. Why's that daisy not sitting? Oh, there you go. It's because it's sat on the flourish. Right, so that's the front. And I'm now going to very delicately flip that over and hope that it don't all fall off. So you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing now because I'm working on the top inside, and I do need to have it rested on my little shelf there. So I'm just putting 3 daisies in there. There are no flourishes, just 3 daisies, because it's the inside of the card, and really we could do with it being a bit flatter. It won't be flat because I don't do flat cards, but flatter than most. That's just 3 daisies going in. Top right, top left, sorry. I will show you when we get to that stage, and I'm going to pop a little butterfly in there. No glitter. I have got glitter to put on the rest, but I will do it later so you don't get bored watching. Okay, now we're on the middle, and the middle is literally, this ring will be glittered same as all the others, but I'll do the rest later. This is literally going to be one big daisy just in the center, and I'm just spreading that glue gel a little bit so that it's not going to be flat obviously, but a little bit flatter. And now I'm working on the bottom piece, which you can just see if I can get that a bit further up. So let me just show you what I've done. So the top part, look, has the 3 flowers top left and the butterfly at the bottom there. The middle panel has the biggest butterfly. That's actually using the largest butterfly, not butterflies, the largest daisy dies, and working my way around. And I'm now working on the bottom. So the bottom, I need to have the embellishments bottom right, so that it's the opposite of the top inside. So let's get them on. And I have got a couple of extra fern leaves to pop in. No, I'm gonna have to go here. So these daisies at the bottom are a smaller version of the ones at the top. It does make sense, I promise you. I just can't get it all in the shot in the camera because it's a big card. It's actually not a big card because it folds down into a 7.5 by 7.5. And then we've got a couple of fern leaves I'm going to pop in here. I'm just going to snip those down, make it a little bit shorter. So what's going on? Oops. Come on. Nearly done. We're nearly done. And I've only been, well, I don't know how long I've been. Oh, I knew what they were for. I'm going to have to come back to the top. Just bear with me a sec, everybody. Oops. Just splattered the top of the card. These extra fern leaves are for the top left. And I forgot, so when you're recreating this card, don't forget to do all your sticking in one go. We're nearly done. I'll show you in a mo. Oops. Right. And the butterfly at the bottom. Oh, I have knocked one of the flowers off the front. Now you know why I use glue gel. We're nearly done, nearly done. One more button. Obviously I've got the glittering to do, but I will glitter later once all this glue gel has set. So I'm just going to fold that closed and see where I want my butterfly. And I've knocked another flower off somewhere. There you are. So the butterfly is going to go there. I'm just going to stick this flower back on. Right, we are good to go. So I don't know how I'm going to show you this. I'm just wipe my hands because I'm covered in glue gel and it makes me feel sick. So you can see how this is going to look, and I will work my way around it and show you how this looks. So when the glue's all dried and set, and I've glittered the rest of my rings, and I've finished doing all the glittery bits, I will take a photo of this later and pop it on the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page. The video I will also put on YouTube later once I've had a coffee and recovered. That's the only thing with the glue gel. It's icky. Icky, icky, icky. Right, so here we go. So this is how the card looks. So we've got a full 3-panel easel as opposed to just the top part of the card being the easel. So this is what would be on somebody's shelf. So it would say happy birthday to you. And then on your special day at the bottom. So the front panel, I'm going to turn it on its side so you can see just it weighs an absolute ton. It weighs a ton. Oh, that's just made me laugh because this would be about £8 to post. So that's the front of the card, and then the bottom, and then you open that up, and I'm going to turn it on its side while I do this. Yeah, so you get to see everything. So you open it up, and then you've got all that on the inside. So you've got the daisies at the top left, the butterfly the bottom right. The middle just has the daisy, but knowing me, I would probably put something else in there. Yeah. And then the bottom panel, which is where our stopper is, has that lovely border stamp with that little tint of copper. And we have the stopper there with the mini sentiment and the daisies bottom right. So if I just show you it like this, if I can. So the bottom here, look, is the opposite of the top there, and it just looks aesthetically pleasing when you look at a card and it's symmetrical, or it is in my eyes. So I will glitter the rest of the rings later, and when it's all done I will take a photo and show you. But can you see how fab the papers look? And this is why I did the positive and the negative, with the black on cream and the cream on black, because you can do that and it just coordinates so beautifully. So remember, we have got some of the tray sheet stuff left. I know the paper's not so much, and some of the sentiment stamps are low, but everything you've seen me use is on the website. So please remember, I'm going to have to put a bit more glue gel on this because it's falling off. So just bear with me, because it's bugging me. It's bugging me. And I'm too much of a perfectionist to just let it go. That's better. I'm happy now. Yep, so I forgot what I was saying. So everything that I've used will be on the website. I will put this video on YouTube later. Julia has put links to my YouTube channel and her YouTube channel and Ilona's YouTube channel from our design team on the comments from today's Facebook Live. So if you just scroll back through the comments... Oh, I forgot that. Oh, I'll put that on in a bit. If you just scroll back through the comments, you'll see the links to our YouTube channels. You'll find us all, obviously, on Instagram and everywhere else. So, I hope you've enjoyed that demo. I love the tray sheet stuff. Please remember to like and follow Sentimentally Yours and Julia Watts Crafts. And then you are kept up to date with what we're up to. So... it's a bit spectacular, this card, even if I say so for myself. I will faff with this and add more gems and bling, but it's a bit of a showstopper, even if I say so myself. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've been inspired to have a go. I'm now going to wash my hands with warm soapy water because the pin flare glue gel is making me feel icky. So have a lovely weekend, everybody. I'm glad you've enjoyed that. There won't be a Facebook Live next Saturday, but I might do one through the week in the evening. So keep an eye on the Facebook page and I will let you know. And I shall catch up with you all as soon as possible. So thanks, everybody. Have a lovely weekend. Take care. Bye. I will put a photo of this on later, so don't worry. See you later. Bye-bye.